And this time, first, Venerable Huei Gong has Shila Temple. He asked me to go to Shila Temple to give some lecture. And Venerable Huei, my aunt, and he got news and said, okay, you already come to Los Angeles, so you should come to Florida. Okay, I said, okay, no problem. I'm very happy here. Okay, today I'm going to share with you some of my study, understanding of life and death. And I remember almost 30 years ago, I studied in Dharma University. And I remember every day I enjoyed to school. I turned on the new radio, and there was a slogan on the news radio. It said, you give me 22 minutes, I will give you the whole world. So I followed that slogan. So you give me 90 minutes, and I will share with you and help you to change your view of life and death, and help you to overcome your fear of life and death in a way far beyond you can imagine. So after you listen to my lecture, you probably are not so afraid about death as before. I have pondered on the subject of life and death more than 45 years. And since 1990, I began to help the lay Buddhists to deal with the life and death issue. I very often went to hospital to take care of the terminally ill patient. And nowadays I want every month, every visit, I will get 3 to 5 phone calls from different areas I want to ask me to go to hospital to take care of the patient, the heartbeat, walk, that help them to how to face the life and death issue, how to overcome the fear. Okay, first, well, the computer is a new computer. Okay, first I explain my Dharma message of Grandmaster Xing gave me the Dharma. So it pronounced as Huei Kai. Okay. So first I explain the character first one, Huei. Okay. You see, the Huei has two parts, upper part, lower part. The upper part, the middle character, it means the comet. You know the comet? Comet also pronounced that way. It means bright. The comet is very bright, right? And the lower part, Xin means mind and heart. To put together means mind and heart both are right, meaning wisdom. Huei means wisdom. Okay. And the right character, it just looks like a door, right? Or a gate. And then you put one stroke in the middle, and you lock the door. And then you put another stroke, means to unlock the door, or unlock the gate, means open. So Huei Hai means wisdom open. It's very quite easy, right? So I want to talk from a Steve Jobs. I borrow some words from Steve Jobs to talk about life and death, and you may wonder, does it have anything to do with Steve Jobs? No. Yeah. Realizing the natural aging of life, positively facing and thinking of that. In 2005, Steve Jobs was invited by Stanford University to give a commencement lecture on the graduation day. In that year, he was diagnosed as the pancreatic cancer. So in his lecture, he talked about death. And he said, no one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die quickly. Right? And yet death is the destination we will share. No one has ever escaped it. That's true. And that is as it should be. Wow, this saying has a very strong Zen flavor. That is as it should be. And we'll know Steve Jobs was a very devoted Zen practitioner. He's not just a believer, he was a practitioner. And he had a Japanese Zen master. And then said, because death is very likely, the single best invention of life is life change aging. So I think Steve Jobs will touch the core of the life and death issue. And he treated this quite seriously, but not thoroughly enough. So I only gave him 85 points, not 100. He only mentioned death is very likely, not 100%. Very likely the single best invention of life. Well, this is a very good point, but not certainly enough. And I continue. It is life changing. Well, this is an excellent comment, but still not certainly enough. So I want to add to it. As a matter of fact, not only death, including birth, aging, and illness, all are best invention of life, and all are life changing. You know, every single cell in our body will die sooner or later. And according to a scientific study, the study from medical science, the average lifespan of a single cell in our body is 7 years. 7 years. So that means every 7 years, all the cells in your body will change. And ironically, the healthy cell will die. And if some cells in your body refuse to die, you know what is that? If some part, the cell of or a system in our body refuse to die, they will live forever, and it will infect the area. That is cancer. So cancer is kind of vampire in your body. You understand that? So the healthy cells will die. The old cell die, and the new cell come out. That's the nature. So that means to die is a good thing. Is a healthy thing. So the natural death is a healthy phenomenon. Okay. And not only that, birth, aging, and illness is also a healthy expression of our body. You may feel uncomfortable. You may feel something wrong. That means you are healthy because your body gives you the signal, gives you the warning. But unfortunately, in the modern society, especially in the big city, the modern people are too busy and too exhausted, and they very often they lose the ability to listen to their inner voice. So we may have a wrong impression that somebody looks very healthy, no sign of illness, all of a sudden, you're gone. You have that kind of impression? Why? Because no warning, or there may be some warning, but he never had the ability to listen to the inner voice from the body. He got no chance to experience the ill, the sickness, and the death that's coming of God. So the illness is also a agent, a change agent. Okay. Let's sleep after. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die today. And this point of view reflects a common misunderstanding of the natural, proper, and conscious death by most people. Well, they think they have to wait until they die first, and after then, are they able to go to heaven? That's wrong. This is a totally wrong conception about death. For those who are eligible to go to heaven, they don't have to wait until they die first, and then they're able to go to heaven. So if I get a chance to meet the God in the future, but don't still, you don't have to die to go to heaven. You can live to get there. Because 40 years ago, I vowed to go to Amida Buddha's land. So in the future, when I get to Amida Buddha's land, I will go to find a state God. To share with him the message. Good. Today I'm going to share with you this comment. Different world view in different context. The second is starting with the mathematical perspective. And the third one, when I have one finite and of existence, or it has three periods of time, that means past, present, and future. The modern understanding of the three lives or three periods of life here. And the frequent asked question outline that issue and final catalog. We will have different worldview, like in different contexts and from different perspectives at different stages of our lifespan. So we began with the world of a child. So as a child, the family is the most important. The family is most important. And the child is initiation to learning, very important. And tells growth development. And as the meditation or spirituality still under construction. Okay, then we move to the college student or the high school college student. I have been teaching in Puma High School for 10 years before I came to Dharma University. And then after I graduated from Dharma University and back to Taiwan and teaching in Dharma University for 20 years. So most of my life I spent with teenagers, young my teaching career already over 30 years. So most of my life is living and working with students. So that is the most important for a college student is academic. But nowadays, to be a college student, they're very busy. And then activity, so not just study, okay? They make friends, they join the club activity, they have leisure time, okay? And because they are very young, so they don't worry about their health. research is the main job. Not just that, now they to be, especially in Taiwan, a college professor have to participate in the academic related activity as the administration. And for the private university, we have to share the work of recruits new students. Okay, and then the other family, leisure time, healthy, put aside. And also the spirituality meditation, put in the front. And for the common people, the world of the health, work, career is the most important part. And also they have to take care of the other things. Then now they have time to take care of the health and other things. So meditation and spirituality put into part. But if someone have some health problem, then the world change. Then the health, the medical care is the most important part, most important issue. And the family important. And the meditation spirituality is very important. And all the other things put aside temporarily. And if the patient can recover, go back to the former state, right? Okay. And eventually, everyone will reach this state, the world of the soul to be departed. Then meditation and spirituality pertaining to life and death issue become the most important, that's the most important part. And the family become most important. All the other things put aside. So at different stage, at different situation, at different life and the state of life will have different work. Or remember, in the elementary school, the teacher can give you this kind of problem question. 1 minus 2, no solution. In the elementary school, the teacher cannot give you this kind of question or problem. Because in elementary school, so don't learn about the minus number. Okay. Then we expand the system to system. But in the integer number, our 4 cannot be divided by 3. There's no solution to the integer number. Then we have to enter the rational number system. But in the rational number system, the number 8 has no square root, no solution. So we have to go to the real number system. But in the real number system, the minus number has no square root. So we have to go to expand to the complex number system. I'm not telling you about math, no, not math, but the math concept. Okay. The concept is that mathematically, from the scope of a specific or domain, problem that cannot be solved in the system of natural number can be resolved in the system of integer number. An unknowable problem in integer number could be solved by using the set of rational number. And the unknowable formula or equation in rational number could be solved by using the set of real number. An unknowable problem in the set of real number could be solved by using the set of complex number system, and so on. So the unknowable problem in complex number could be solved in the domain of vector space. 2-dimension, 3-dimension, 4-dimension, etc. So in any narrowly defined set of domain, formula or equation that cannot be solved within the narrow number system could be readily solved when upgraded to a larger scope or higher level of set or domain. Is that okay? Yeah. So, whenever a formula or a problem appears to be unknowable, it is often not the probability of the problem at hand is in question, but rather that the domain given is too narrow. Appear to be look like. So it is similar in human life. And the problem concerning the death that appears to have no answer at a lower level of thought and the reasoning could be very well examined, understood, and acknowledged if a higher level or a broader domain of thought is taken into account. So thus, the human life has only one lifespan of existence. That means no past life and no future life. Only this lifespan. Or does it have 3 periods of time, past, present, and future? Supposing there's only one lifespan. Okay. The German philosopher Martin Heidegger, he wrote a book, Being and Time. In his book, he claimed that the existence of human being as being toward death. But his existential analysis seemed to presuppose there's only one lifespan, a viewpoint, and a position of a single lifespan. If there's only one lifespan, then death to all human beings is the final stop, the absolute conclusion, and the complete ending. If you take this position or this concept, then the Heidegger couldn't but help to define human existence as being toward death. No more. So supposing human life has only one lifespan of finite existence, then death at the end of existence will inevitably cause the termination of existence, the loss of value, and the vacuum of being. So we human beings will inevitably die and decay like grass in a tree. I remember more than 10 years ago, I was invited to Hong Kong to give a lecture. And the venerable in our Hong Kong branch told me there was a doctor, a physician, medical physician, wanted to talk with me. The doctor went to our Grand Temple in Hong Kong. He tried to ask some question about life and death. And then he said he read a lot of books, asked a lot of people, but got no satisfactory answer. He wanted to know, is there anything exists after one dies? And the venerable there told him, your question is very serious, very complicated. We couldn't give you the answer right now, but Venerable Huei is coming to Hong Kong very soon. You can wait until he comes. And he said, okay, I make a reservation. So if he comes, remember to notice it. So I met with the doctor. And after the interaction, I knew what the concern was about. He was afraid that after death, there's nothing exists. And I asked him, if there is nothing exists after death, what are you worrying about? I'm hearing my answer. He was speechless. And then, after a few moments, he replied, well, if that is the case, then life is meaningless. Life is unfair. To be a doctor like me, to be a doctor, very, very easy. I studied in medical school. Spent most of my youth, my younger time. I have no time to play around. It's not very hard. And to be a doctor, I'm very busy to take care of the patient. I earn money, but don't have time to spend my money. And my wife, my kids spend the money for me. Life is unfair. Well, his question, his confusion has quite a strong philosophical flavor. Right? It's concerning the meaning of life, the value of life. If there's only one lifespan, then life is meaningless. So I told him, from Buddhist point of view, from my Buddhist point of view, the life status quo will never die. Our flow of consciousness never stops. But why we will experience death? Because our physical bodies are material, are physical construction. Every physical construction in the universe has its own limitation of operation. Even our Earth has its limitation. Our solar system, our galaxy. But the Buddha nature within us, the spiritual, has no limitation. So don't worry about that. After our death of our physical body, our consciousness flow forever. We'll go to different places according to your own karma. And upon hearing that, and the doctor said, "Oh, I feel so relieved." But I said, I begin to worry about that. because there's no ending. So you have to plan for your future. You got to know where you want to go. That's another problem. So if any individual human life happens and exists only once and no more, then to some people, death may be a convenient escape or relief. But to the most majority of us, it would be the point where life ends as ash and smoke in a black hole. So thus death of any individual has become the undoubtable issue of eternal separation. So it is inevitable that our grief for the departure of our loved one and the sense of loss could never be released or relieved. So if life has three periods not only include the experience of current lifetime, but also incorporate the experience and memory of the past life, as well as the potential development of the future life. So from the life view of the three period of time, that's the definition or the meaning of death change. Death is only something that takes a relative sense of temporary break of life, as well as the intermission and the pivot between the present life and the next. So in this way, our lives are not just toward death, but toward successive ongoing life. So furthermore, death is not only a reset and a checkpoint between this life and the next, but also a point of convergence and a connecting point joint between the two. So now I share with you a real story of three periods of life. In the history, Huang San is past and present life. It's a true story, happened in the Song Dynasty. The Song Dynasty scholar called Wang Tingjian, also known as Huang Sangu, and his story of reincarnation is from the official, the chronicle archive of the Xiushui County of the Jiangxi Army. So Wang Tingjian, also known as Sangu, at the time of Song Dynasty. So, and his literary and artistic talent were renowned, comparable to his contemporary, another very famous, called Su Dongguo. And their names were held by the public via the given acronym, the Su Huang, because Su Dongguo was older than Wang Tingjian, so put it then first, Su Huang. Okay, this is his portrait, Wang San. And if you have a chance to visit the Jiangxi province, the northern part, there is an ancient college, a short college called the Bailu Dong Shu Yuan. The White Deer Cave academic, you will see the calligraphy on the wall. Okay. So Huang's real life story involved intertwining of his life with the past life to demonstrate that the physical death of any individual is only temporary and reveal the infinity and the sustainability of life. So after he passed the Imperial Civil Service examination, so Huang was appointed a post by the court as the administrator at the Wufu region at a young age, 26. So one day, during an afternoon nap, take a rest, nap, he dreamed of walking out in government building, and eventually are coming to a village in a rural area. And there in the dream, he saw an old lady or old woman standing outside the door to her home and praying in front of an offering table, holding the incense in her hand, and then mumbling to herself, singing, calling out someone's name. And in the dream, the Huang looked down at the offering table and see an old celery noodle offering. Its alluring smell wafted toward him, attracting him. And without thinking, and without invitation, he just picked up a bowl of celery noodle and finished it. And then afterward returned to his government building. And upon which he woke from a vivid dream, very strange. A faint taste of celery noodle still lingering in his mouth. If in the future you dream that someone treated you something and you awoke from your dream to feel, well, the smell, the flavor still lingering in your mouth, that means your relative, the past life are offering you something. Well, he was interested, but didn't think much about the dream. And the next day, however, the same dream occurred, the same dream happened, identical to the last one. So after he woke up, the clear of celery noodle persisting in his mouth, even after. Then that made him, surprised, very surprised. So after some deliberation, he decided to leave his dwelling in the direction that he dreamed to. He just followed the way in his dream. So as he walked the journey, he discovered to his surprise that the path he traveled was visually identical to that of which he had dreamed. And walking for a while, he found himself standing before a house, just like the dream. Then he knocked the door. Old woman answered the door. And he thereby asked the old lady, so whether there had been a person calling out for someone to come eat the celery noodle by the house? And the old lady answered, yes, yesterday was the anniversary of my daughter's death. And because he loved to eat celery noodle. So I always prepare a bowl of celery noodle for her every year at this time, calling out for her to come to enjoy. The old man said he had only one daughter who loved the literary art, and he refused to get married. Was both a filial daughter and a devoted Buddhist. So at the age of 26, he died of illness. But on her deathbed, he promised to her mother that she will return to visit her. He will come back. So then, the old woman led Guang into the house, and he pointed at the old cabinet and told Guang that the daughter's literary work, the article she wrote, were all inside. And although due to not knowing where the key was placed, the cabinet has remained closed all those years. What's interesting is that after some thought, Huang was able to easily find the key to the cabinet and open it. And found all the deceased daughter's literary track. So upon reading them, Huang was shocked to find that the track were word to word identical to the essay that he himself had written for the Imperial Civil Service examination. Thus, Huang knew from his heart that this old lady was his mother in the past life, and that he himself was her deceased daughter. So he therefore took her to his official dwelling and cared for the old lady for the rest of her life. Have you ever heard of this story before?
Yes.
Okay, so this story happened in Song Dynasty. And the story circulated around and to Qing Dynasty, another very famous scholar called Yuan Mei. Yuan Mei heard about the story and he said a very famous sentence. Became a quotation. He said, "Wow, it's too late to study this year." But I thought his saying is not so good because it will discourage many people. So I chant, it's not too late to study until this year, this life. Okay. Henry Ford, another story. Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Company, he is the one who invented the assembly line to manufacture automobiles. So Henry Ford convinced he had lived before past life, most recently as the soldier killed at the Battle of Antwerp. So in quote from the San Francisco Dharma paper newspaper on August 26, 1928, described the Ford belief that Ford, his own word, he said, I adopted the theory of reincarnation when I was 26, where what I call incident, the Huang Sanku dreamed about eating celery noodle at the age of 26. Religion offered nothing to the point. Even book could not give me complete satisfaction. work is beautiful if we cannot utilize the experience we collect in one life in the next. So if you want your work is not beautiful, it's meaningless, that means you can utilize the experience you collect in one life in the next life. So when I discovered the reincarnation, it was as if I had found a universal plan. I realized that there was a chance to work out my idea. Okay, here you will see idea is plural, not a single. That means if you couldn't or work out all your ideas, don't worry about that. You still can accomplish it in your next life. So time was no longer limited. I was no longer a slave to the hand of the clock. Time is no longer limited. Time is limited. It's unlimited. Genius is experience. Some seem to think that it is a gift or talent, but it is the fruit of long experience in many lives. Okay, for example, you know the very famous the musician and composer Mozart. He could compose at the age of 4. Not only he could play piano. Play piano is not so. It's not so rare. But to compose is very rare. At the age of 4, he could compose. So how do you explain? One possibility is from his past life. Some are older souls than others, and so they don't know. The discovery of reincarnation put my mind at ease. So if you preserve a record of this conversation, but it's so that it puts man's mind at ease. So I would like to communicate to others the calmness that long view of life gives to us. So that's all the automobile Henry Ford produced the evolution of the Ford car from the most primitive to the quite modern one. That's the assembly line he invented to produce, to manufacture automobile. And his invention made another contribution is the produce of food, McDonald's. You know, the idea of McDonald's is from Ford's idea of assembly line. The way McDonald's produced fast food changed because change the way of the way of the restaurant, the traditional restaurant. You have to order, they give you a menu to order. But McDonald's, you don't have to order. You already produced. You just see the plate. And even you can drive through, right? You can drive through. Less than 1 minute, you will get your food. 30 idea of assembly line. Okay, in modern understanding of the three life or three pillars of life view, the process of life and death and the view of the sustainability of life. The Sanskrit word samsara. Samsara means the phenomenon of the cycle of life and death of sentient beings. The English word reincarnation or simply rebirth is used to translate the concept of samsara. It deciphers and illustrates the mystery of the process of life and death. So it also introduces an ongoing and never-ending view of life and death, that is, three periods of life view, which means there are past, present, and future life. So the general impression is that this point of view originally and especially belongs to the doctrine of Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism. But contrary to the understanding of general public, reincarnation or rebirth is a common theory and a universal thinking among different cultures throughout world history, rather than exclusively belonging to Eastern philosophical and religious school of thought. Not just that. The concept of reincarnation or rebirth is also very deep present in ancient Western philosophical and religious thinking. Long time ago. The most important figure is Pythagoras. The ancient Greek mathematician Pythagoras was a strong supporter and advocate of reincarnation, and he believed the soul is immortal. And according to Pythagoras said the ultimate nature of the universe is number. Well, this afternoon, I mentioned I entered Taiwan University, Department of Mathematics, in the year of 1972. Then it's my first choice. And I remember at that time, as a teenager, just graduated from high school, why I choose math as my favorite study area. I held a very romantic idea, trying to decipher, trying to decode the secret of the universe. Because not only Pythagoras, including the medieval scientists, Galileo, Kepler, Copernicus, down to the modern time, Newton, Einstein, they all believe the whole universe is the mathematical structure. So you want to know the secret of the universe, you got to know the language of mathematics. That's a kind of fatal attraction for me. But how come then I decided to become a monk? Because my father was hospitalized when I was in high school, the third year, and he stayed in hospital for 5 years. changed my mind. So I found out that math could not solve the human problem, not the life and death issue. That's why I began to study Buddhism, the religious philosophy, very diligently. So after 45 years of thinking, if you ask me, do you find the answer? I would say yes. Yes. The secularist, he organized a society, a mathematical society. Very interesting is that if you want to join a mathematical society, there are two basic conditions. The first one, you have to believe reincarnation. And the second, you have to be a vegetarian. And he influenced the greatest philosopher, Plato. The great philosopher. We say the three great philosophers in ancient Greek is Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. Plato adopted the idea from Pythagoras, and in his most famous writing, the Dharma, the Republic, I think most of you know Plato's work, Republic, but a few people could read it. The theme of the book, Republic, is how to build a state, an ideal state. The key point of an ideal state is justice. And the interesting is that in many chapters, Plato mentioned rebirth, reincarnation. And the most interesting is that in chapter 10, the last part of the chapter 10 is a story about reincarnation. Why? Because Plato believed an ideal republic state must have a value of justice. And how justice can be fulfilled, that is a serious question. So, if there is no future life, there is no rebirth, then there is no hope to fulfill the idea of justice. Only we have a future life, we will get reward, good or bad. Then the justice can be fulfilled. And does that make sense? So if you have time, you can take a look at the book, The Republic. Okay. The early Christianity did not reject the idea of reincarnation either. Reincarnation was documented in both Old and the New Testament of the Bible. The priests of early time church also accepted the concept of reincarnation. And many saints, apostles, believed in their past and future life. But unfortunately, regretfully, the documentation on the reincarnation in the New Testament of the Bible was erased in the years of 325 counting years by Constantine the Great, the emperor, the Roman emperor. He was the first emperor to legalize the religion of Christianity within the Roman Empire in the year 313. Before that, Christianity was illegal. And it is recorded in history that once upon a time, the emperor Constantine the Great, just in the event of a big battle, he witnessed the angel hold the cross in the cloud. And that manifestation, that divine manifestation, helped him to win the war. And that event made him to legalize the Christianity. But he didn't baptize at that time, only later, or in his old age. So later on, or in the second section of the Christian Ecumenical Council of Constantinople, held in the year of 553. The Reincarnation was deemed as heresy and subsequently and completely banned by the Roman Catholic Church. So here I give you an observation. What kind of topic will be raised to the discussion to a council, to an ecumenical council, to the conference? So was it a trivial thing or a great issue? You understand that? What kind of matter will be put into the agenda in the council? Is the big one or small one? Big one. The big one. So that's reflected in ancient Europe. Many people believed in reincarnation. If there was nobody, if there is only a very few people believe in reincarnation, would the Roman Catholic put it into the agenda to discuss it, to ban it? Of course not. You understand that? So thus, at one stage, and a long period of time, for more than 1400 years, so the concept and theory of reincarnation had almost disappeared in the Western culture. It is a man-made result. So during the Dark Age, the Christian Church of Rome burned the Bible along with their owner. But the owner of the book. Okay, this is a cover story of Time magazine, The Laws of the Gospel. Okay, you know how many gospel in New Testament? How many? You will say 4, right? Four gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Right. But in ancient documentation, the other ancient book, scripture mentioned there are more than 4 gospels. There were totally 52 gospels, different gospels. It was mentioned in the ancient text. But people wonder, where are they? Where were they? They couldn't find. Then, in the year of 1886, in the northern area of Egypt, a Christian area, the archaeology find out, dig out a tomb, a grave, in 18th century, 8th century, it's a tomb, is a grave of an ancient priest. And the priest holds just on his chest is like this. Like this. Like this is made of the papyrus paper. And the archaeologists was very, very surprised and very excited to find out. And after they studied the content, they found out it's the Gospel of Peter. The Gospel of Peter, not included in the current New Testament. That approved the other ancient text mentioned their many other gospel. So if you do some research through Google, you will find many the Lord's Gospel. So however, due to the application of the hypnosis in the field of psychological counseling and psychiatric treatment in recent decades, so many reported clinical cases regarding reincarnation. The memory of past life get much public reception, such as Dr. Brian Wright, his book, Many Life, Many Methods. Have you ever read the book? Many Life, Many Methods. Okay, take a look. Many Life, Many Methods. The true story of a prominent psychiatrist with young patient and the past life therapy that changed all their life. So gradually, the concept of rebirth or reincarnation seems to have made a breakthrough from being generally perceived as stereotypical religious myths and superstition, and then advanced into the area and realm of parapsychological and psychiatric research. In our department of life and death, in our staff faculty, we have Venerable Yong. She got PhD from England, and she is a licensed. He got a license of the hypnosis. If you are interested, she can help you to remember your past life. I'm serious. I'm joking. One of her students learned from him, and she did remember her past life, and wrote an essay, a thesis, a master degree thesis about the past life. I introduced some other book. This one is very famous by Ian Stevenson. He already passed away, but you can find out many of his material in the internet. You Google it, and the YouTube, you can find many material. And he wrote a book, 20 Cases Suggest of Incarnation. All the cases in the book is not through hypnosis. It's by the natural remember of the kids. Most of the kids, they are younger than 6 years old. They can remember their past life. And they can even speak out the language they never learned this life. And this is an academic study book. Not fiction. It's an academic research book. It's published by University Press of Virginia. It's very serious academic work. And this also by a PhD, Roger Woodger. In other lives of the self, a Jungian psychotherapist discovered past life. So nowadays, the study of past life reincarnation, not religious superstition, no, it's an academic, serious academic work, research. After death, mapping the journey. And another very interesting book, Love Beyond Life. Healing power of after-death communication. After-death communication. It's very interesting. I will share with you the PPT file. So at the end of the meeting, I will show you the email address, the line, and the WeChat ID of my secretary. So if you're interested, you can take a picture and send an email to him. He will share with you. So don't worry if you don't have time to make a copy. So the view of the sustainability of life from Buddhist perspective, to an understanding and interpretation of the process of life and death from Buddhist perspective. So there are 4 beings, or we say 4 states of existence. The recurrent ongoing process of life and death cycle. The 4 beings or 4 states are the first one, called the birth state of existence. Second, the living state. Then the dying state. Then it's the intermediate state of existence. The birth state of existence means the beginning of a lifespan of an individual. The beginning, the birth state. Then second is the lifespan of an individual between birth and death, called the living state. Then is toward the moment of death, the ending of a lifespan called the dying state. That is the intermediate state of existence. Also called the Antalavada in Sanskrit. In Tibetan called the Bada. If you ever read the book by Sonya Rinpoche, the Tibetan book of life and death, that explains the intermediary period between death and the next birth. They are used the math concept to draw a chart to illustrate the fourth state. So the birth state, the living state from birth to death, the dying state, and then into the intermediate state, and then the next birth state. Okay, the lower part is the 12th link of the dependent origination. Because there's no space for the English word, I put the Chinese, but I will explain in English. So the number one is the ignorance, the first item of the 12th link. The second is the volitional force, or volitional force. If we use the modern term, we can borrow from the Freudian psychoanalysis, it means the drive, D-R-I-V-E, drive, the driving force. The third one is the consciousness. And the number four is the name and form. Name and form is if we use the modern concept in the embryo, the fetus. Then number five is the sixth sense organ. The sixth sense organ means eye, ear, nose, etc. And number six is the contact. Contact means new life coming into this world. So the sixth sense faculty contact the sixth sense object. And out of the contact, number seven is the sensation, the feeling. Out of the feeling, then they come out the craving. Number eight is craving. And out of the craving, number nine is grasping. All the three items, feeling, craving, grasping, can be differentiated by the positive, neutral, and the negative. Then is the number 10. Number 10, well, the English translation is very interesting, called becoming. What becoming means? Becoming means a dynamic process of projection into the future. So our life energy will go through from the contact means our sense organ, sense faculty, contact with the sense object. For example, the eye will see the form, the colors, etc. And the ear will listen to different sound, voice, and the nose smell, and the tongue taste, and the body feel, etc. And this kind of contact will create positive feeling, negative feeling, and neutral feeling. And it will create love and hate. And we want to grasp. Grasp means we want to hold something or we want to destroy something. And all of this activity will project our life into the future. And the future is not just the limited future in this lifespan, but go beyond the limitation into the future, next life. And here, the number 11 is first. First means next life. Then, out of birth, there will be aging and death. And the first 20 years of our life is the first, I call it the first golden age, golden period, turning adult. Okay. And another critical point is the turning senior. So the final period of time in this lifespan, I call it the second golden period. It is very important because during this, most people misunderstand the meaning of this part. Most people, they will feel meaningless of life, some kind of frustration, disappointment, because of the weakness, the deteriorating of mind and body. And most of the people feel there's no hope, just waiting to death, waiting for death. No, not that. It's a very critical time for us to prepare for the future. It's a golden period. Then it's an intermediate state. So we have to reflect and make an affirmation on the meaning of death. So establishing a positive perspective on life and death. First, we have to understand what is the cause of death? Simple. Aging, illness, and misfortune. Life will go as a cycle. Our physical body, like the car, automobile we drive, sooner or later, you will reach the limitation of operation. And you couldn't repair the old car. Except to you send to, and the mechanic will tell you, well, there's no part you can repair. It's out of the year. So it's better you change because to repair an old car is most expensive than you buy one. So the significance of death is departure at the break. You take a break and come back again. So the problem of death is whether one can go through life and death in peace with dignity. So death itself is not a problem. So how to die is the problem. How to die with dignity, in peace, that is the most important issue. That's the problem. So frequently asked question of life and death issue. So what is the ultimate meaning of life? My answer is, so unfortunately, to my knowledge, there is no definite single answer to the question. My honest thing is that the real meaning of life is to continuously, incessantly, and deeply explore the meaning of life. Wow, you may wonder, I didn't give you the answer. I haven't given you the answer. No, for example, you want the TV channel of Discovery, Explorer, National Geographic. They all provide a lot of wonderful documentary film vividly depicting the endless exploration of the inner world of sentient beings and the outside natural world. You have to explore continuously to find out your own answer. Other people's answer won't apply to you. Where is the individual's life coming from, and where is his or her death going to be? My understanding is that the process of life and death of individual process, as it is, it comes from a previous stop and goes to the next stop, and so on and so on and so on. We are not coming from the same origin, and we were not going to the same destiny. We all come from different parts, we'll go to different destinations. So you have to make up your mind where you want to go. So in the flow of life, where is the very first stop and where is the terminal stop? For every people, there is no first stop, neither a final. For an enlightened one, that means a Buddha or Bodhisattva, normally Nirvana is the final stop. Why that? Why do we have to die? Why can't we just live forever? You want to live forever? No, too hard. So we should be grateful to the happening of death. Why? Because all physical construction have their own limits of operation, including our body, not just body, our sun, moon, solar system, even God. The fundamental of all of us, we keep growing, maturing, and then aging. Okay. So even we can exempt from disease, the process of aging will eventually bring us to a point of inoperable state. So we just can't live forever in such a condition. Your eye will begin aging, your ear also, your leg, your mind, your brain also. So therefore, death is necessary and meaningful to life. So life without death is unbearable. So in other words, death is an integral part of life. It is a state of transformation of the consciousness, not the final end, the beginning of another life. As a matter of fact, death itself is not so horrible as most people think. No. The most terrifying part about this is that we don't know when and how it comes to us, nor do we have any idea about where it's going to be next. But you can overcome this problem by studying Buddhism, by practicing. By practicing, you will know beforehand. You will know your departure time beforehand. And you can make your own decision to go to where you want to be. For example, you want to go Amida Buddha Pure Land, or you want to come back. So darkness makes us or cause us feel painful and suffering. How do you think? Is less painful or suffering? Not exactly. It depends. Death and the dying can be a joyful experience. Painful feeling are caused by ill physical condition, troublesome mental attachment, and improper medical intervene and the treatment against natural death. So I promise you, natural death will not be painful and suffering. It's a kind of rest. It's joyful. A joyful feeling. Painful and suffering feeling comes of three parts or three levels. It's a physical, aging, decaying, illness, disease. The second one is psychological, mental, fearful, frightened, feeling abandoned by the world, and spiritually, feeling no way out, not knowing where to go. But you can overcome this part by studying Buddhism. So how long is the dying process of an individual? In other words, how long does it take for one's consciousness to leave the dead body? It depends. It's different from people to people. Average speaking, it may take several hours for one's consciousness to leave the deceased body. But for those who are really able to go to Buddha Pure Land, it takes only a moment as one bend and stretch one's arm. That was stated in the scripture. In the sutra, one bend and stretch your arm, and you will be with the Buddha. So can anyone know or be aware of it or of that time in this life beforehand? Yes. Sure. Yes, sure. If you carry yourself sincerely, diligently, and devotedly, so you are certainly able to know your own departure time as long as about months ago. Some people will know it a month ago. Some will know a week ago. Some will know 3 days ago. It's a natural response. Just like, how do you know? How do you know to have a meal? You feel hungry. How do you know you have to drink? You feel thirsty. How do you know you have to go to bed? You feel tired. So how do you know you're going to die? Your body will send a message to you. So the first, you have to accept natural death. But unfortunately, in modern time, the medical science refuse to accept natural death. I think the most tragedy is the modern medical science treat natural death as a disease. That's totally wrong. Natural death is not disease, is the process, natural process. We have to accept and welcome it. Is there really another life of this after death? In what form do we exist after life? First, from the viewpoint of Mahayana Buddhism, an individual's life is ever unfolding and presenting itself all the time endlessly. The phenomenon of one's death happens because the limitation of his physical body. We serve as a vehicle. Our body is like the vehicle of our consciousness. So the flow of one's consciousness will never cease, and will certainly project into the future, a future new life, in another body form, according to one's accumulated karma and merit of previous life. Why samsara? Is samsara rebirth or reincarnation going through the six destiny, a faith or a superstition? Well, it neither a faith nor a superstition. It's a kind of fact, a phenomenon, or it's a virtual reality. As mentioned above, it is not a metaphysical definition, but a phenomenological description of the universal system of life and death. So, samsara is a system. Is a system. It's not we go into samsara after we die. No. In our lifetime, the samsara going on. If there exists an afterlife, can anyone choose his or her own reverse or future life? Does that mean we can choose our future life? You say no? Surely, yes, we can. However, even this lifetime is out of your choice. But you forgot. However, as you choose, just as you choose your school, your college, your area of study, your job, your career, your friend, your spouse, etc., but later on, you may not be very happy about your former choice. So in Taiwan, sometimes I lecture to some old people, retired, and I ask them, you choose your wife, right? You choose your husband, right? Out of your own willingness, right? But are you happy about that? Well, it's hard to say. Well, at that moment, it's out of your choice. But later on, you may regret. Why? Because it's a psychological problem. Because the reason of your not so satisfaction is that although your choice were out of your own good faith, that your free will, okay. However, our choice are conditioned by our personality, mental status, disposition, habitual thinking mode, and behavior pattern, without knowing or awareness of that. You understand that? For example, in university, so many the teenagers, the young adults, they may have the problem to make friends, falling in love. They are, well, many love and hate story going on in the campus. Sometimes the parents will have different idea of their children. You understand that? A boy like a girl, but his mother doesn't like to go. Why? Because they have different age, different viewpoints. And for a 17, 18 young boy and girl falling in love, the style will very much different from those 20-something, 30-something falling in love, right? You understand that? So we are conditioned. It's a psychological issue. We are conditioned. Our choice is conditioned by our personality. So in other words, we have the freedom to make our own choice, no matter what it is. But we also have to take the responsibility, or we take the risk of what we choose. If there really exists a past life for everybody, why can't we remember them? Why? Well, the interest in that, why? Because it is good for us to forget. It's good for us. Because in our previous life, we may have many troublesome experiences accumulated during our past life. So it is a wonderful health protecting and maintaining mechanism. You understand that? It's a good thing that we don't forget. But we should feel grateful that we have forgotten all those love and hate, sad and painful stories happened in the past life. So otherwise, I can imagine that anyone can live happily in case that he or she would have carried those unforgettable burden of the ancient past. For example, for a newborn baby, how a newborn baby live happily if he carry out the 70, 80 years of unforgettable burden from the past life, right? It's better we reset our memory. We reset. But those memories does not disappear. They are all stored in our consciousness. Okay. Do not fear or be afraid of death, but be positively facing it. Pondering its meaning, accepting and preparing for its future solution. So keep in mind, be advised to preserve enough mental and physical energy at your departure time in the future, so that you will be able to go to the ideal destination of your new choice. The Tibetan book of life and death. Have you ever read? It's not easy to read, but I will give you this. The key point. The key point is that you have to die consciously. That means at the death moment, you have to keep your mind and conscious alert, so that you can go to the place, the destiny of your choice. It's like a space travel. Space travel. Okay, because of the I passed. If you like this PPT, you can take a note. You send an email to my secretary, Mr. Yang. Well, because of the matter of time, I have many real story. But this evening, I don't have much time to share with